Welcome, Nigerian viewers and viewers across the world. This is Lunchtime Politics, where we unpack some of the biggest stories in Nigeria's political terrain. I am Kelly Egiga here in Lagos. Let's check out our radar this hour. After months of speculation, Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah officially defects and joins the ruling All Progressives Congress. Plus, on the program, acting chairman of INEC currently presiding over a crucial meeting with the chairman and secretaries of registered parties at the INEC headquarters in Abuja. These are videos from Enugu State, where the governor of that state, Mr. Peter Mbah, has officially defected from the opposition, the People's Democratic Party, to join the ruling All Progressives Congress. Governor Mbah just a moment ago announced the high-profile switch during a statewide broadcast to the people of Enugu State. He defended his decision by stating the move was essential to align the Southeast region with the central government for effective governance and development. Mr. Mbah went on to commend the policies of President Bola Tinubu, acknowledging that Enugu State has received significant support under the current administration. The move sees the governor join the ruling party alongside a major delegation, including members of the State House of Assembly, council chairmen, councillors, and other members of the party.
To the People's Democratic Party, which provided us the platform on which we campaigned and won, I extend deep gratitude. The PDP supported us through a demanding campaign and joined us in celebrating the victory. For nearly 3 decades, the PDP and the people of Enugu worked side by side, united by shared purpose. Together we built relationships that would always matter to me personally and to this state. Yet, leadership sometimes demands difficult, even painful decisions in the service of higher principles and goals. And there comes always a time when everyone must make a bold choice to determine their destiny. Today, after a long reflection, we have made the decision to leave the People's Democratic Party and join the All Progressives Congress.
Well, so it's official, ladies and gentlemen. Enugu State is now officially an APC state. So that tells you that in the Southeast region, as we speak, Imo, Ebonyi, and Enugu states have now officially become APC-led states. We'll tell you all about it in just a moment. But let's also tell you this hour that we understand the acting chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mrs. May Agbamuche, is currently presiding over a crucial meeting with the chairman and secretaries of registered political parties at the INEC headquarters in Abuja. You see the session there? It's a key part of the Commission's pre-election consultative engagements with stakeholders scheduled specifically ahead of the upcoming Anambra State governorship election this November. The meeting aims to provide a vital platform for the Commission and parties to brainstorm on grey areas and finalize preparations to ensure a smooth and perfect electoral exercise in Anambra State. Notably, this is the first meeting with political party leadership to be chaired by the acting INEC chairman since taking office, underscoring its significance to the Commission's commitment to transparency and inclusive preparations for a credible poll. All right, so let's get to stay with INEC and the leadership of INEC, particularly the fact that there is a new sheriff in town who has been appointed or nominated, I should say, by President Bola Tinubu. That name, Professor Joash Ojo Amukpito, has generated a lot of controversies. Some have said he was part of the PEPC, some have said he was part of the APC, and all of that. Some have mistaken the name Amukpito versus Osupito. But let's also get to unpack, for instance, some other issues as regards issues around administration and morality, because Nigerians are not asking for perfection. Nigerians are asking for fairness, for credibility, for transparency, and accountability, especially as the 2027 elections draw closer. Let's unpack all of this this hour with the former chief technical advisor to the Imo State government on new Imo projects. He's also a political affairs analyst. Chief Jerry Chukwueke joins us live here in our Lagos studios. Thank you indeed for stopping by.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
So, just before we get into the issues and controversies around INEC and this new leadership, let's talk Enugu State for a moment. Officially, after months of speculation, Peter Mbah has joined the APC. But some say that this is perhaps just a question of survival for him to get a second term. Is that true?
Well, I'm not sure of that. Let me tell you what I know, because I know Governor Peter Mbah well. He's a serious governor. And when I say that, I really mean business. He is a serious governor. He brings to the table, and you can see the work he's done in Enugu State speaks for itself, a proper, if you would, transformation agenda. And that's what Mr. President associates himself with consistency. And so it's not a surprise. All along, as you may recall, Mr. President has identified him, even though he was in the PDP then, as a governor who had a transformational agenda. And so the alignment, or if you would, the realignment, is essentially in line with deliverables, the transformation, the economy, jobs creation, the things that make a governor effective. So we're not surprised. We always knew that it will come to this.
Just a matter of time.
Look, his work speaks for itself.
Must we always defect to the ruling party or the party at the central government for you to align? This is democracy. This is governance.
Yes.
I mean, you have alluded to the fact that he has been a performing governor.
Correct.
And he's been performing as a PDP governor.
Correct.
So why defect?
So here's my view. The answer. Would you really say, as we speak, that PDP has gotten its act together as a credible opposition party? Would you say, for example, what they are doing in terms of providing alternative viewpoints so as to checkmate this current government? Would you say that their leadership is clear as to how they will propagate 2027 and who the candidate might be or who the candidates potentially might be? Would you say that there's a vision where a proper conversation can be had so Nigerians will have a feel for what it is they bring to the table in the alternative? It's the leadership deficit that is driving.
But he could have filled that gap as a governor, as a PDP governor.
It's a governor governing Enugu State and gotten a lot of support.
And it's a strategic state in the southeast region.
Not only that, a state that has benefited from the transformative agenda of Mr. President. And guess what else? He has delivered for Enugu people, and Enugu people are with him, and they are following him. Listen, nobody leaves his people behind.
Chief Chukwueke, I'm not sure a lot of people will agree with you, and even Governor Mbah, Peter Mbah, if this is about the people of Enugu State or not. It looks like it's a question of interest and survival here. But then there are people who have also accused Mr. President and the APC, whom you associate with, of fueling a one-party state. Is that what you're driving at? Because
absolutely not.
I've looked at the southeast region. 3 states out of 5 have gone. There are rumors about Abia and Anambra states. In the south region, out of 6 states, 4 are already APC states. Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Edo states, Bayelsa and Rivers. As a matter of fact, some even say Rivers. Yes, the government may be PDP, but it looks like it's controlled by an APC-led, somehow from the central government in Abuja. So where do we intend to go to with all of this? If the south region or the southern part of the country, which used to be a stronghold for the PDP, has now come under this kind of threat. We're driving for a one-party system.
No, that's
what the APC wants.
Listen, my view
is... And with that, and maybe I should just add, will that also translate to victory at the polls, presidential polls in 2027, which some people say that is why the APC is asking all governors to perhaps...
But you have to focus on the issue. You really need to focus on the issue here.
These are the issues.
The issue is deficit in leadership of the opposition parties. People want to know what the opposition parties stand for. What's their vision? Who are the potential candidates for election of 2027? What is the alternative viewpoint? What are they going to talk about and do with Nigerians in a better way than this present administration is delivering? Let's have alternative viewpoints. They don't exist. They're simply running about the whole place because for them it is about platform for contesting the presidency rather than a vision. And that leadership deficit is a major contributor to why other subnationals may be defected. Let me give you an example. The work that Governor Peter Mbah is on in Enugu State speaks for itself. His people are happy with him. So what's driving him is not his re-election by his people, because they're happy with the work he's done. The work is done in Enugu State is clear. Everybody's talking about it. So it's not that is driving him, but he wants to realign with the vision of transformation and where the country is going. And it is a further challenge, in my view, to whether it's PDP or ADC or whoever, get their acts together. Let's know who their members are. Let them go out, recruit more private sector, people who are passionate and understand what to do to deliver the dividends to Nigeria.
Those who also accuse...
So they got to do that. It's a deficit in leadership of those political parties. And that's what's discouraging.
Is that those who also accuse the ruling party of perhaps subtly coercing some of these governors to join the APC? That conversation is somewhere in some quarters. I don't dwell on rumors. What I dwell with are facts on the ground. The work Peter Mbah is done in Enugu State speaks for itself. And that's what his people are happy with. He has to defect.
Guess what?
He has to defect so he can align.
No.
Some will say so that he can socket the states to the central government.
Well, listen. If the PDP is not providing the leadership for the future, that which is what the issue is, then any practical sub-national leader will realign with the vision of transformation and leadership that Mr. President Bola Tinubu approves. That's the point.
We wish him all the best now that he has defected officially to the APC. The rumors about a back and forth between himself and the Minister of Science and Technology, Uche Naji, who eventually had to resign. I don't know what the power play is between both men there, but I'm going to see how. Well, I'm waiting to see how both men will work for the benefits of the APC.
Well, I don't know what power play. The former minister resigned on the basis of the issues and the issue has to do with his qualifications or certificates,
and he wasn't politically motivated.
So it's very clear. So having said that,
it wasn't motivated by politics in any way.
Well, I can tell you, I'm dealing with facts. I don't deal with rumors and those assumptions and political intrigues. Reality check. So the point is, in Enugu State, Governor Peter Mbah has delivered. And his people are with him, so you can't really start to compare apples and oranges because
I was in Enugu State.
is in the apples and Peter Mbah is in the oranges. They're different. We're on different tracks.
He's done some tremendous work in Enugu State.
Absolutely.
I was there a few months ago.
That's what's driving this.
So I can confirm for that. Yes. But sometimes I also wonder whether perhaps Nigerians are not used to leadership in the true sense of leadership, such that when we now see a leader who performs even 5% and we begin to hail the leaders, oh, you've done so much. But let's not go there. Let's talk about the INEC leadership now.
Yes.
Because we understand the acting chairman is currently meeting with some parties in the nation's capital, Abuja, as we begin to count down to the elections in Anambra State. But let's talk about the man who has been nominated by Mr. President now, because it looks like for some Nigerians, or many Nigerians, they say that your party, this move favors the APC more. It favors the incumbents more. It's like, I'm picking an ally of mine, and in no time, it's victory assured for the APC. Chief.
Look, listen, let's deal with facts on the ground.
That's the word.
Let me tell you what I know.
That's the word on the street. That's what Nigerians are saying.
Let's put aside all the nonsense and falsehood that some people are jamming up the internet with, that is completely baseless. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about all that nonsense. What is clear is this. Professor Joe Amopiton was never part of the tribunal or the team of legal experts that defended the current president in the tribunal. Never. The records of the court are clear of that. So those who are peddling that story are just wasting their time. But let's talk about what we know about this man. Foundationally, the man was raised by school teachers. I keep saying it. What makes and forms the character of a man or woman is who raised you. What environment did you grow up in? Who took charge? That's what his parents did. School teachers, no nonsense upbringing and upbringing. Guess what? Guided him through school. And you know what? You get in proper upbringing, the whole idea of being raised properly is that you have a sense of integrity and self-fulfillment, self-actualization, and there's a limit to what you can do. The morality part comes to play. That's what you have. You can talk about all these other qualifications. A professor, a son.
Senior advocate of Nigeria.
Senior advocate, son, yes. Not only that, former dean of the law school of the University of Jos, deputy vice chancellor, chairman, pro-chancellor, the governing council of the university out here by the famous man you know. The man is very qualified, but that's not really for me just as important as his foundational training that he got from strict parents who took no nonsense. Now, beyond that, you can say he spent a lot of his professional life as a teacher and author in Jos, but it's because of that whole sense that I grew up in Benue Plateau, so I know the environment of enough to when to say when, enough not greed driving the process. So the man is built on integrity. You take a deep look at him and you see what we're talking about. And not only that, even as an administrator, a member of the council of the essentially the legal society in the academia.
Yeah.
He is.
How do you react to those, Chief, who question his credentials and the speed at which he was conferred with the revered position of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria? Some said he was an assistant lecturer, and then if you look at his track records, there have been some sort of growth, but not just growth, but pacey growth. And some will say this is unusual in the Nigerian setup. So there are questions around his credentials in terms of his certifications and papers. Let me ask that on one hand. And those will also say that, well, how fit is he for, yes, he's a scholar, in the academics, he's good, but in the reality and the peculiarity of the Nigerian system of electoral administration, how good and how fit is Professor
So here's
Amukuto?
what you need. You need a man who or woman who has strong integrity level to withstand political pressure from politicians. Very key. You need an astute administrator who can deal with the issues that had burdened INEC over the years. For example, Professor Joe, as young people call him, is an authority in the law of evidence. I hope you recall that one of the big challenges we faced at INEC is that many of the information and documents and legal positions of INEC that went to the law courts failed to stand legal scrutiny. This is now a major opportunity that the man who has the responsibility to oversee this process can scrutinize carefully all the legal matters out of INEC before they go to the courts. So the integrity of the process is protected.
Yeah.
Not only that, and I make this point, he's also a specialist in due diligence and corporate governance. If you look at the structure of INEC, 12 national commissioners, 2 from each geopolitical zone, and the resident commissioners, that's the expanded management team. A man who would allow oxygen to ventilate, people's views carried along, and ensures that the process of contracting, subcontractors, deliverers of logistics technology go through a proper due diligence so we get the best of them. Because what young people who are supporting him, and even the obedient movement that is supporting him, is these young people are technology savvy. And they want
Does he have support from the obedience movement?
Oh, yes. And I'm challenging you to go to the facts
because the backlash on social media doesn't tell you he has support.
Please go back and check. So, you know, I'm not going to talk what I don't know. So
yes.
go ahead.
Because we are absolutely pressed for time, I need to squeeze in as many questions as possible. There are those who think that this perhaps was an opportunity for Nigeria to have a female INEC chairman. Some say, perhaps the government of the day, President Bola Tinubu, should have allowed Mrs. May Agbamuchi, or perhaps appoint a first female substantive INEC chairman. Are you part of those who believe that we're not ready for a first female INEC chair?
Come on, that's very rudimentary. That's an elementary argument. Mr. President is looking for people who can help transform. INEC is one of those opportunities for transformation. What Professor Joe brings to the table is that he has the discipline, strength of character to propagate this transformation that is badly needed at INEC. Look, one of the nightmares of INEC is the logistics management. Getting the materials, pulling materials on time to the polling stations, ensuring adequate training for ad hoc staff, including election officers. So you need an astute administrator. And you also need somebody who can come in and ensure that there are no essentially vested interests that are clogging up the system. So he's the right man. So I'm not sure it's the argument about who the first female is or no. I think Mr. President is looking at who can transform INEC and do so all parties benefit. When INEC is transformed, technology is deployed, logistics is managed better, all government needs to do is to ensure proper and adequate funding so we achieve credible elections.
You have spoken so much about the qualities of this man.
Yes.
And many Nigerians will say, yes, his predecessors also came with that kind of pedigree. They were professors, they were in the academics, and yet, when they left INEC, or when they had the chance to oversee elections, there were more questions begging for answers than we started. So, let me ask you now.
Yes.
Why is there so much backlash over this particular nomination?
So because
it's not so well of him.
No, listen, it's all politics. And I'm not interested in the politics of it. I'm interested in what Nigerians are interested in. Credible, quality elections.
Yes.
Because I pivot back to the point.
Nigerians are the ones.
No, listen, I just pivot back to the point you made earlier. The truth of the matter is that forget what opposition or whatever is talking about, reality. Who can best transform INEC at this time? And who can come in and withstand the political pressure? Who has the sense of morality and the sense of integrity sufficient enough to keep politicians at bay from influencing the process? Who can vet the contractors, vet the legal positions and documents coming out of INEC?
And for you, sir?
Who can create a governing opportunity for all the national commissioners and resident officers of INEC to be part of an expanded management and carry them along, and very importantly, ensure that the process has sufficient integrity. I think that's where we are, and we are all excited about the surprise Mr. President presented Nigerians. Professor Joe does well. It's good for the opposition, it's good for the ruling party, it's good for Nigerians. He will do well. I'm quite confident about that.
Well, Chief, when you say we are all happy, I think you should say you and your friends and your party are all happy, because for many Nigerians, that is not the case.
Guess what? Wait, please.
We have to leave it. We have
1 second, just 1 second with me.
10 seconds.
Listen, the eating of the it's the eating of the pudding that tells the story.
All right.
What we must do is give a man who is poised to make this thing happen. The Senate, I believe, will confirm. And guess what? Nigerians will look back years from now and say, the man that had the legal background in terms of authority, good governance, and corporate governance expertise came in and cleaned up the place. That's what many of the other previous INEC commissioners, chairman didn't have.
We have to go now. So much about his reputation positively from your end. We hope to see some of these things you've said, perhaps when he scales through the Senate. Some will say the Senate has been rubber stamped and they do the bidding of Mr. President, some will say. But it's a fine place to anchor the conversation. For many Nigerians, the question of transparency, credibility, accountability, and that is what we want to see from Professor Joash Ojo Amokpito if he scales through the Senate. But I must thank you indeed for stopping by our studios. This is our former Chief Technical Advisor to the Imo State government on new Imo projects, as well as a political affairs analyst, Chief Jerry Chukwuike.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, and that does it for us here on this hour of Lunchtime Politics. Thanks indeed for watching. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, I am Kelly Egiga, and you have just been served on Lunchtime Politics. Good afternoon.